I'm cooking and I'm having a thought here that is about lettuce. I don't know if you guys can see that. Look, there's a little ladybug that popped out of there. But I grew that lettuce, and my wife is gonna laugh when she sees this because I picked it out at the nursery and she planted it, and once in a while I watered it, but she was kind of like the main gardener here. But I will tell you something happened, right? And this is like probably a simple thing, but for me, I'm just kind of like having my eyes opened right now a little bit. And here's what happened, okay? This spring, when the weather turned and the temperature dropped and it got cool and rainy, I was like excited because if you know anything about lettuce, it likes like cool, wet weather. And it was funny because like it wasn't doing anything. It wasn't doing anything. And I'm like, is this stuff gonna grow? And then all of a sudden, bang! It started growing. And as I'm here, I'm thinking, man, just growing lettuce, having a garden where you appreciate different seasons, you have to trust God maybe a little bit more for the rain. Um, it makes like this lettuce like actually feel like a special meal, and there's a connection to it, and it sounds kind of cheesy, but it's true. I'm making this salad, I'm like, wow, I'm like excited to eat this salad. And then I started thinking, like, probably not as many people grow their lettuce anymore. And I don't know if that's like a good thing because when you're doing this, you realize, like I said, that it takes time, and you appreciate different kinds of weather, maybe more than you would. But you also realize like there's bugs, and like I said, you got one right there. Like I'm washing this stuff, you got ants coming out of it, and you realize like it's perfect. There's no pesticides on it. It's great, right? But you wouldn't get lettuce like this probably in a store, even in like an organic store, like Whole Foods or whatever. It looks more perfect there, right? And I think, we have to say, like, man, like, all right, we want stuff to look perfect or marketable or whatever. And that's not the way it typically works in nature. So what are we doing to get this stuff that makes it look perfect, or what are we doing to get lettuce that we don't have to grow anymore at all? And the reality is you have to do all kinds of stuff like pesticides and whatever. And so um, as I'm thinking about all this, I'm like, man, something about just slowing down, growing your own lettuce is kind of a cool thing. And something that I think that everybody should do at least once, right? Whether it's tomatoes, lettuce, whatever, grow something, because um, we eat the stuff and we're just so far removed, most of us now, from like what that even entails in terms of relying on the rain or the seasons or the conditions to give us our food. And in closing, as I was thinking, I'm like, it's kind of funny that it's not by chance that the Bible begins like man begins in a garden, and God is like, this is where I'm going to put you, work this garden, and it'll provide for you. And so I just thought that was powerful, and I thought maybe there's something to it, and maybe something worth exploring for other people too, as you eat your salads. Bye.